From the forest of Monza to the tropical coast of Russia, welcome along to Sochi for round 15 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship in the Russian Grand Prix. We are here in the largest country in the world, covering over 17 million square kilometers along the shores of Sochi, the most popular tropical resort in Russia, who plays the host of the 2014 Olympics, but today it plays the host for Formula One and the Russian Grand Prix itself. Let's talk about the circuit. The Sochi Autodrome, built in 2014. The relatively new circuit has 18 corners, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, which makes up the 5.85 kilometer, 3.61 mile distance. The circuit has two DRS zones, one on the run into turn 2 and the other into turn 13. This will aid overtaking at a circuit that is not notoriously difficult to overtake. We'll see how it plays out in the race itself. With an average lap speed of 220 kilometers per hour or 137 miles per hour, and it's a low abrasive surface. The tire wear is not much of an issue for the drivers. Regardless, Pirelli bought the C5, C4, and the C3 tires, with the C5 being the red-wheeled soft tire, the C4 being the yellow-wheeled medium tire, and the C3 being the white-wheeled hard tire. And the intermediates and full wets are also available if the drivers need it, and they will definitely need it already. It's raining in Sochi. It's going to be fun to watch and qualify. Let's talk about the championship then, and what a race it was a week ago. I know I missed it, but you guys certainly did not. Solo Steam leads the championship by 27 points. He now gets it to the largest it's been, I believe, the entire season over BRL race. 192 points to his name, 46 ahead of Gerbil in third. Toneless sits fourth, 120 points to his name, 35 ahead of No Limit, who went up 3 positions, passing Heatwave, who's in 6th, Mozzie in 7th, and Tweaking in 8th. Silkweaver sits 9th. Behind him, TTM Chaos, who goes up 3 positions, and he's 1 point behind the McLaren in 9th. We'll see how it plays out tonight. Chunky Snacks in 11th, Calzoner, Master Plane, Killer, Holy Cow, Groggy, Radicus, Matt Silva, DeViz, and Roscoe rounds out your top 20 with with Roscoe actually going up a significant amount. He actually goes up a huge amount from actually 7 places or so after his win a week ago. Incredible stuff from him. Alfa Romeo sits 83 points ahead of Red Bull in the standings. We'll see how that can hold off today in the Sochi Autodrome. Ferrari sits third, 204 points to their name, 26 ahead of Aston Martin in fourth. McLaren sits fifth, AlphaTauri sixth, Mercedes seventh. Williams is tied on points with Mercedes in seventh and eighth. Who gets the upper hand through Sochi and into Singapore a week from now? Haas in ninth, and Alpine rounds out the top 10. Now I'm Haycatcher, joined alongside by Redeemer once more. And Redeemer, it's been 2 seasons since we've been to the Sochi Autodrome. And the last time we were here, it was a show indeed. Saxman, the McLaren, ended up winning that one. Ironically, I was one of the ones he took him over from. But regardless, it's been 2 long seasons. The drivers are going to have a lot to contest with, and the rain is one of them. How will that affect the driver's mindset going into the Russian Grand Prix?
I mean, it's going to be difficult. You know, this is almost like Monza. You know, you get 2 long straights. On board with Matt Silva, you know, being on the first straight. And then the second DRS straight, and then sector 2, which is a bunch of twists and turns, you know, which is going to be difficult to handle, especially if you're not careful and you get on the curbs a little bit like Matt Silva just did. But yeah, these guys are just going to have to be careful, you know, not push too hard like they can in the dry, obviously. And, we'll see what the qualifying brings us.
Yes, we will indeed. And it was an incredible race a week ago. Now we'll see how it plays out here in Sochi. Purple Sector 1 for Matt Silva. The first one obviously going to be across the start-finish straight in a few moments' time. He's going through into Sector 2 in a few seconds' time. We'll see his Sector 2 split, but behind him we have a yellow flag through Sector, I believe that's actually turn 3. The 2 Mercedes, I believe, swapping around. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the qualifying session, by the way, because we don't know if it's going to get drier, what the race will hold. But the drivers, they have to make best what they have right now going into this long straightaway, I guess you could say. It's actually technically 3 corners, 11, 12, which is 11, 12 in a few seconds time, into 13. Yellow flag through turn 5. I believe that may be Walking Chaos, who's actually in the Mercedes this week. Purple Sector 2, that is a 17.3, I believe, total. So far, we'll see how it goes out for Matt Silva. First one across the line in a few seconds time, into 15.
Yeah, and obviously that right-hander or left-hander uphill, it's obviously, you know, it's an off-camber left-hander, which could definitely catch these drivers out in the dry, and it's even more trickier in the wet. Silva does a 44.5, I just had 4 really awkwardly, as that's quickly beaten by Gerbil.
Look at that. The top 3 so far have set their times, a 44.4, a 44.5, and a 44.6, and now a 44.8. I might as well get them all close. The 4 drivers who set a time are all within 4:10.
Oh, there's another
5 drivers. Wright goes 4th.
Oh, Walking Chaos.
Oh, wow. by 0.8 of a second.
Here comes tweaking
43.6.
across the line. Where can he go? He does a 45.5. I believe Calzoner is going to dive into the pits. Master playing the other Aston Martin is going to come around the final corner a little bit squarely on exit of the final right-hander, or this first right-hander. He's going to do a 45.5 as well. I believe that is no limit in the McLaren. Coming around, he's going to hit the line. He's going to do a 45.3.
A little bit of an update, though. I believe sometime during that lap may have caused those yellow sectors. We have Calzoner actually lost his front wing, is why he went into the pit lane. He'll get another one and go back out.
Yeah, Mozzie coming through. Actually, Steam is actually coming through the final corner. He's going to go P2.
Master Plane is out of qualifying. Crash in the exit of turn 4.
That's not good.
Not good at all, and I believe that was an improvement. Mozzie goes to 5th. Yeah, Alfa Romeo 2nd and 5th. Looking pretty good. Toneless in 6th, tweaking in 10th.
Yeah, Veyron, another reserve driver in the... Wow, he goes P3 with a 44 flat. A respectable time from the reserve driver. As that is TTM Heatwave on starting his flying lap. As Roscoe is starting his lap with Ryan coming through starting at the 3rd sector now. About to do his flying lap.
Ritzy's going to be the next one across the line in the Red Bull. Behind him, his teammate Wraith in the championship hopeful. Ritzy goes up to 6th. What can Wraith do in the other Red Bull? He comes across turn 18. He goes 6th, ironically, beating out his teammate by about 24 milliseconds, rather. It's close between the two Red Bulls, 6th and 7th, but going across the line again, I believe that was...
That was tweaking. I believe the next one is going to be...
Chaos.
It's Silva.
Chaos pits. What does Matt do? No, it's not Matt. It's actually going to be a McLaren of no limit unless he comes into pit. He does not. He stays out through 18. He goes to McLaren. He goes up to 2nd, 2/10 off a pole. What a good lap from the McLaren. I believe the next one's going to be Groggy in the Alpine going through into 17. What can he do? He's down in 13th, 5.6 seconds. He had a little bit of a banker lap. Can he improve that lap in the Alpine? He wants to get up into the top 10. Can he get up in the top 10, Groggy? He does not, but he does improve by about half a second.
Yeah, Swellersteam, and then it's going to be Mozzie, and then Heatwave. Swellersteam is going to stay where he did a cooldown lap. He's on a flyer now. Mozzie's going to come across the line. He's going to go P6. Heatwave is going to be the next one, unless it's going to be Veyron. Which I believe it is going to be Veyron in the McLaren. No, he's actually coming into the pits, excuse me.
Yes. He invalidated in his lap, but here comes Heatwave. He's yet to set a time. We'll go across turn 18. I'm having a little bit of a moment there. He goes and stays 14th with 3 seconds off the pace. I believe the Alpine, may have been Matt Silva, didn't improve. And then who was that? Up to Mozzie, goes up to 7th.
That was Roscoe getting a little bit squirrely as Botch Dribble, I believe, has done 3 flying laps on these inters. I think he's doing another one as we speak.
I believe so. Same with Ritzy and Wraith and Thomas. Ryan Hurricane and the Williams goes across into turn 17 in a few seconds' time. What can he do? One of the only 2 drivers who has yet to set a time in this session so far. Calzoner, ironically, the other one is behind him, and the Mercedes about to start his flying lap. Hurricane goes across the line and validates his at the last possible second, which will be in this and next. That's unfortunate for the Williams. He will have to go and do another cooldown lap because this lap won't count. Calzoner will start another one, though. He'll start his first flying lap after that crash in that first time.
Yeah, Gerbil is just coming through the corner numbers that I don't know of. I believe it's 9 coming into turn 10. His fuel light is blinking, so I'm assuming he is going to box this lap. He's coming through turn 10, 11, 12, and 13 complex. If he's
to the
up
line
on
next,
his
I believe it's going to be Swellersteam and his teammate. Swellersteam goes 2nd, about 700ths off a pole. What can Mozzie do in the other Alfa Romeo? He goes provisional pole of 43.5. Mozzie outqualifies Sweller so far. Can it stand provisionally? 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the session. Chaos is on another outlap, looking for another flyer.
Yeah, Gerbil's just coming through the final couple of corners now, and he's going to peel off to the right-hand side. He's going to come into the pits. I believe Ritzy
through 18. He goes up to 13th. Actually, Ritzy improved because look at the gap between him and his teammate Wraith. Ritzy's up to 6th. Wraith is down and stays in 10th.
Thomas is going to come across the line. He's going to improve by 2/10. The flying lap.
Calzoner drifting through turn 14 into 15 he goes. Him and Ryan Hurricane, the only two who have yet to set a flying lap so far. Ryan is behind him in the Williams into 15 and 16 now. Calzoner is valid. Can he make it through the final two corners and negotiate them well? His teammate is up into second. Can he beat that? Can he match that? Can he go better? Calzoner in the Mercedes around 18. He goes 15th. Beats Groggy Oregano. Couple drivers on out laps once again. Veyron's about to start his. Behind Tim's going to have, I believe, the Alpine of Groggy Oregano. Is he going to improve on his lap? We'll find out in a few seconds' time. Veyron's going to go and start his flying lap. Groggy's going to go into 17. Very aggressively into 18. Can he improve? It's 2.8 seconds off of pole. He's in 16th, the Alpine. Can Groggy go any better? He doesn't, but he does improve. And into the wall, that's going to hurt him a little bit. He may have damage. He'll have to come and pit and repair that front wing.
Yep, so both Alpha Tauris right now are up on their times about over a second. I'm on board with Heatwave coming into the final two right-handers.
Well, here he goes. He's behind his teammate Roscoe by about a tenth. 1.5 off of pole. He's in P13. Now he's in P4. Heatwave with a great lap indeed. What can his teammate do? Roscoe. He's going through 18. Can the Alpha Tauri match his teammate? Running a bit wide. He keeps it valid. He goes second. Almost. Oh, that was close for Roscoe. He was almost to pole. 78 milliseconds separates him from Mozzie.
Thomas has done 5 laps on these intermediate tires. That's impressive.
That is indeed. And thankfully for him, he will not have to start on these tires, regardless if it is wet for the race, because you'll get a new set of tires to boot. Well, the Mercedes, one run has invalidated, that being Walking Chaos. The other one's behind him. Can Calzoner do anything? He's 2.1 seconds off of pole in the 15th position right now. He wants to get a little bit higher. He wants a little bit more track position. He needs a 10th to get past Master Plane. Can he find it? 318. The Mercedes goes. He's 15th at the moment. He stays 15th.
I believe the next one is going to be No Limit, who's about to start a lap, and then his teammate is going to come into the pits.
A little bit iffy there. Leave Groggy Oregano, maybe the next one. He's invalidated, so that will
it's going to be
any more
Matt
on
Silva
this lap.
coming across the line, who's on an out lap, followed by the Red Bull of Ritzy, and I believe the Alpha Tauris, who are going to box.
Possibly so. He comes in. Heatwave is invalidated. Is Roscoe on a flying lap? He is still valid. Is he on a flyer? We're not necessarily sure.
No, his ERS is off, so he's...
Well, that proves that question. Next one.
Since we got a little break in the action, you want to know a little bit of a history thing I learned today? Just because I was curious. 56 years ago, JFK was assassinated.
Huh.
On this very day. I did not know that.
Well, now you do.
Power of Google.
Yeah,
on board with Calzoner coming into turn 13. He is almost 5/10 up on his time to see if he can keep it clean through 14, 15, 16, and 18. Well, get a little squirrely on the exit of 14. I believe that's turn 14. We're just going to go with it for now, unless Catcher tells me otherwise.
It was 15.
Yeah, but I was close. Anyways.
To 17.
Coming into turn 17 and 18 is Calzoner. He's going to come across the line in the Mercedes. He's going to jump up to P13. Ryan Hurricane, what has happened to him? Oh my, he's facing the wrong direction.
Into the barriers. That is at turn 4. I'm guessing he lost the car through the long left, almost flat. It's not quite flat in these conditions. And he may have some front wing damage, or he could have very well escaped from that. Not necessarily sure. We'll have to see if he comes into the box or not. I am tweaking. He's going through the middle sector. He's actually just invalidated, so maybe I'll refrain from doing that too much.
Wraith is purpled sector 1. He is a 10th up on his time.
Matt Silva has just gone to second by 30 milliseconds. He separates, 30 hundred. Actually, I was right the first time. 30 milliseconds between him and Mozzie. Splits him and Roscoe, the two Alphas, Alfa Romeo and the Alpha Tauri, respectively. To the line next, I believe, is going to be Ritzy and the Red Bull. Can he go for Provisional Pole? Yes, he does by 7 milliseconds at 35 I'm sorry, 43.5. There we go. Got it that time. The AlphaTauri, next one up to the line is going to be Heatwave. He's invalidated. He's not going to improve on that time. Behind him, I believe it's going to be the Ferrari. I am tweaking, who's invalidated. Behind him, though, is going to be, I'm sorry, in front of him is going to be, I think, Mozzie, who's just going to start a flying lap. I got it eventually. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm on board with Wraith, who is 3/10 up on his time as my headset is dying and I'm too lazy to unplug it or plug it in.
Round 17 into 18, the championship hopeful. And a lowly P12, a second off a pole. Now he goes third by 22 milliseconds, separates him from his teammate on pole. That was a flip and reversal of the fortunes of the Red Bulls. But how is it going to work out for the rest of the grid? Sweller's team is in right now P7. 2 minutes left to go in qualifying. But Scherbo goes for provisional pole by 2.5 tenths or so. Wow, what a lap from him. What did Matt Silva do? He's going in, he's invalidated as well. Groggy comes across the line. I believe he does not improve. Ryan Hurricane gets and finally sets a lap on the board. It's going to be a banker lap, though, for him.
Yeah, Sweller's team is coming through the final corner. He is going to go P1.
Wow.
So he's obviously
27
challenging for
milliseconds.
pole. As that is Mercedes of Calzona just getting out of the way of everybody. No, that is the wrong Mercedes. That is Walking Chaos. Just getting out of everybody's way as the track is going to be busy. Minus 2 cars as Walking Chaos almost lost it.
The top 10 are separated by 6.5 tenths. Will it stay for long? Ritzy through the final corner, turn 18. He's 2.5, almost 3 tenths off a pole. He stays there. I believe the next one's going to be, actually, it's going to be Heatwave, who I believe actually is invalidated. No, he's not. He's still valid. Through 18 he goes. He's P9. He stays P9. He's going to go for one more. Minute left to qualifying.
Mozzie coming through. Calzona is actually retired. Mozzie is
exit.
Did not improve, as that is a Ferrari of Thomas Death, I believe, just starting his lap. It is, followed by his teammate Tweaking.
Does he improve? He does, ahead of his teammate, and splits the two McLarens of No Limit and Veyron. It's a little bit of a checkerboard pattern between 10th through 13th for the McLaren and the Ferrari. And here comes Wraith to pole. Can he get it? He doesn't improve. He stays P5. He's going to have 30 seconds. The Mercedes behind him, I believe, that being Walking Chaos, is going to start his flying lap as well. Behind him is going to be, I believe, the Williams Ryan Hurricane. He improves his time, but not his position. Oh, and No Limits actually crashed too. Turn 1 all the way into the runoff. The exit of turn 2, my bad. Yellow flag through. I believe that's actually a Ferrari as well. That's Tweaking.
Yeah, Tweaking was just getting out of the way. Sweller's team is actually going to go faster.
Incredible lap from him. He goes provisional pole. Matt Silva's so close. He's only a 10th off this time, but he stays P2 provisionally. Can they chase after this man on pole? Sweller's team, and here comes Roscoe, the AlphaTauri. He stays about 3 and about a little bit behind. He's going to stay P3 provisionally. Ritzy through turn 17. Can the Red Bull do anything to combat the AlphaTauri, the Alfa Romeo, and the Alpine in the top 3 positions? He's 5th right now. He stays 5th, and he does improve slightly, and across the line crashes. Next up to the line is going to be Heatwave. He goes through 17. Can he run a match his teammate or go even better? Can he go in the top 2? Can he go in the pole? He goes P5. Mozzie, he's up next in 7th. He goes, oh wow, look at the Alfa Romeo's 1-2 by 50 milliseconds. The Ferrari of Tone Lestat, he goes up to 9th. Great lap from him. Veyron's going to be the next one up in the McLaren. He's looking like he's going to try a good lap. He's 1.1 off of pole, 1/10 off of Tweaking. 13th at the moment. Can he be any higher for the McLaren? Veyron, he goes up to 4th. Wraith is next. What can the championship hopeful do? Across the line, he's only 9th, and that is going to be a huge hurdle for him. Walking Chaos stays 7th. But Gerbils are coming across the line in a few seconds' time. Can Gerbil have anything for the Sweller Steam Machine or his teammate Mozzie? He goes up. He does go provisional pole. 42 milliseconds between Botch Gerbil and Sweller Steam. And I believe, despite Groggy Oregano coming to the line in a few seconds' time, can he do anything to grab pole? Can he get into the top 10? What can Groggy do in the Alpine? But it looks like Botch Gerbil has it over Sweller Steam. Groggy goes 15th, and he does have it. Botch Gerbil from pole. Let's see how it goes out. 42 milliseconds separates him from Sweller Steam. And look at the top 3. It's close. The top 10, actually the top 11, separated by 7 tenths. Incredible.
Imagine this being a wet qualifying, but yet a dry race. What is gonna happen?
Well, a lot of things can happen.
Well, obviously.
Well, don't ask for my opinion if you don't want it then. Bus Gerbil,
Well-
the two Canadians, Gerbil and Sweller, 1-2, 43 milliseconds in actuality, separates the two drivers from the front row. Mozzie in third. The Alfa Romeo is going to be charging after Bus Gerbil. How will they turn out? Who gets to turn 2 first? Matt Silva in fourth, Veyron in fifth, Roscoe, Chaos, Heatwave, Ritzy, Wraith, the top 10. Wraith's going to have a long way to go and chase after Sweller's team, his championship rival. Toneless, No Limit, Tweaking, Calzoner, Groggy, and Ryan Hurricane, and Masterplane rounds out the top 17 and the classification for the Russian Grand Prix and the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship.
So before the race starts, I can't remember if I did this with Minico last week or not. Who are your eyes mostly going to be on for possibly driver of the day this week?
Interesting. Well, Wraith would be a good shot in 10th. And it is a dry race, so there's your question and there's your answer there from what you said earlier. But Wraith could be one to watch out for. Same with Tweaking. He's starting 13th. And maybe Masterplane starting from the back of the grid. But it's going to be a long way. Ritzy so far has chosen the medium cup out of tire. Everyone in the top 17, everyone in the grid, actually to be more specific, gets a free choice of tire due to the wet qualifying. So, who goes what? Medium. Both Red Bulls have gone the medium cup out of tire, the C4. Everyone else has stayed the C5 so far. But it's going to be a one-stop regardless. Medium again, Walking Chaos.
Walking Chaos, yep.
So it's going to be either a medium to soft, a soft to medium. We have seen some drivers go to the hard comp out of tire.
Heatwave
goes on
the
the medium.
mediums, and Masterplane
Isn't
on the
that
mediums.
stereotypical? Stereotypical indeed for Heatwave. Masterplane medium, like you said. So far, it looks like a lot of drivers are sticking to the soft compounded tire. Well, that could be happening, depending on what happens in lap 1, turn 2. We could have a safety car. We could have a mini safety cars. We could have some drama at the end of the race. We've had it so far. A lot of drama through Formula 2, Realistic, Tier 3, Tier 4. Could we have some in Tier 2 tonight? The formation lap we go. Bus Gerbil ahead of both Alfa Romeos. It's going to be very difficult to fend these guys off down into turn 2 because only 33% of the pole sitters have won from pole. Well, it happened in Tier 3. It happened in Realistic. It could very well happen again, but he has to fend off Swiller's team and Mozzie going down into that run. Predictive pit stop strategy once again, a soft to medium, a medium to hard. You can also do a soft to medium, a soft to hard, or the reverse strategy of that. Matt Silva is going to be from 4th, Veyron in 5th, Roscoe, the previous race winner, in 6th. He's gone off pretty well in the last couple of races. Chaos from 7th in the Mercedes, Heatwave in 8th. What can he do? Behind him, he has both the sister cars, technically, of the Alfa Romeo. You have the Red Bull and the other Red Bull of Ritzy and Wraith. That's going to be a little confusing as the time goes on. Toneless ahead of No Limit. Tweaking. Where has... Okay. Yeah. I'm a little flustered here. Look at these two. Calzoner and I believe Masterplane. A little bit racy on the formation lap. Groggy's going to start from 15th. Ryan Hurricane from 16th. And Masterplane already desperate to get a move on in the Aston Martin. He's going to start from the back row of the grid in the 17th position. I didn't ask you. Who do you think will be the driver of the day?
I mean, you know, obviously, probably Masterplane. Obviously on the alternate strategy. And then, like you said, you know, you got Tweaking, No Limit also back there, and Calzona, Wraith, Ritzy, you know. It's interesting to see nonetheless, you know, no matter who we pick, the team is going to decide, you know, someone different than what we pick.
Probably.
But, you know, I'm mainly keeping my eyes on Masterplane, Helmless, No Limit, Tweaking, and Wraith and Ritzy.
Well, Gerbil has kind of had a quick formation lap, not backing up the pack at all. He's going to be sitting on the grid for a little bit. The tire's going to get a little... Oh, And Calzone just appears out of thin air. He's been disqualified from the formation lap. But the last winner here, like I said, 2 seasons ago, it was the McLaren of Saxman. And that race, 12 of the 14 drivers finished with penalties. An 86% chance of penalties. It may be even higher tonight. Penalties may be a talking point. Who gets into turn 2 first? Who survives the onslaught of the 27 laps of the Russian Grand Prix? Who keeps it on the track and doesn't get penalties? There's many questions we're wanting to get answered, and we're going to have their answers pretty soon. The lights are on. It's the Tier 2 Russian Grand Prix, round 15, and it's lights out, and away we go. A very tentative start, but look at the start from Veyron and the McLaren, 3 wide already. Really good start from the 2 Red Bulls, already going 3 wide with multiple cars row deep. Here comes Veyron and the Alpine of Matt Silva. Will he make the move? Gun into turn 2. We have Botch Gerbil out of the Alfa Romeo. Down the inside, that's going to be Matt Silva. A little bit pushed wide is going to be the Alfa Romeo. That's going to be Sweller's team. But contact made between a couple drivers in the back. First Gerbil ahead of Matt Silva around the outside of turn 3. Sweller ahead of Veyron, ahead of Mazzi, ahead of Ritzi, ahead of Roscoe, ahead of his teammate in the other Alpha Tauri. But down the inside of Tweaking, he's going to try to break for the move. A little bit too far out. Almost contact with the wall, that being the Red Bull of Wraith. He's looking for the move on Tweaking. Right now, Roscoe and Heatwave. Roscoe's been spun around, hits the back, hits the front, and now into the barriers, and almost out of the race.
That was almost dangerous, as Ritzy is up in P6, I believe, from P9? Double check my math real quick. No, that's not the one I want. Where is it? Yes. Yeah, so Ritzy up into P6 from P9 already. Tweaking and No Limit are going at it. No Limit's going to get past, but look at Masterplane already up 6 positions in P11. He's going to set it down the inside of Tweaking, going into 13. Whoa, a little bit of contact back here in the back.
So this one's a bit wide. He gets overtaken by Hurricane and Rocky. Now he's going to go down to 15th. But from winning the last race
Tweaking went a little bit
last
wide.
in the first lap.
Masterplane's looking for the move. Tweaking's not going to make it easy for him.
Pinching him all the way to the pit lane, almost in the wall.
Yeah,
oh,
Tweaking
no.
was trying to get into the pits there. That's unfortunate there for Tweaking.
Calzone as well got involved in that, but now Sweller's team is going to be trying to pressurize Matt Silva in the Alpine. He's going to be a little bit too far back this time into turn 2.
Matt Silva's just going to run a little bit deep into turn 2. That's going to allow Sweller's team to get the run on him.
We could see some drivers eliminated from championship contention. This time, by the end of the Russian Grand Prix, who will it be? Sweller needs to score at least 5 points to get that championship started to count down and start eliminating drivers. Tweaking and Roscoe both into the pit lane. Both chose the medium compounded tire. So far, the top 2, 1.5 seconds separates Gerbil from Matt Silva. And Sweller's team trying to pressurize Matt Silva. But you have the McLaren and Veyron behind him, and Mazzi and Ritzy with Heatwave and Wraith. No Limit, Masterplane rounds out the top 10. And by the way, Masterplane up 7 positions. He is an early candidate for driver of the day.
Yeah, but there's still a long race ahead of us to play through. 26 laps left as Matt Silva's going to run wide again. What happened?
Matt Silva running wide.
Oh, that extra sound effects. Whoa,
oh! Almost lost the car, but he does lose the position to Veyron. That's going to be crucial.
So I was talking about that off-camber left-hander. It's going to catch a lot of drivers out, especially on throttle coming out of that corner.
2.1 seconds, the gap between Gerbil and Matt Silva as DRS is enabled this time by Veyron. Maybe on the attack of the driver in front of him in the Alpine.
Oh, I don't
Can
think
they
he's
get close enough this time?
He's just too far back. If he was 2 tenths closer, he probably would have had the move as they go down the field. As No Limit and Wraith are going to go at, Wraith and Heatwave are going to go at it. Was that? I completely missed that move.
Heatwave running off the track, ran a bit wide. Looks like Wraith pushed him out wide. Heatwave keeps the position in 7th.
Yeah, Wraith is absolutely pushing these medium compound tires. He knows he has the space, and he's going to let Heatwave run wide again.
Almost hit the wall. They're going to go side by side into turn 8. Almost contact, still wheel to wheel with the 2 Honda-powered cars. The Alpha Tauri on the inside, the Red Bull on the outside. Watch out for this curb on the outside. It's still going to be Heatwave ahead of Wraith. Here comes No Limit in this fight now. Down the inside of turn 10. Heatwave's really trying to hold on for it. Wraith can't seem to get it this time. No Limit gets past Wraith in the Red Bull. So after trying to pressurize Heatwave for 10 corners, now he's behind No Limit, the McLaren, who's going to try to pressurize Wraith I'm sorry, Heat Wave into turn 13.
Yeah, but look who's bringing, they're bringing into this battle is Masterplane, who's already cut down that gap. Already within a second of Wraith is Swellersteam is looking for the move on Veyron already.
He's going to get the DRS this time by Matt Silva, maybe way close enough this time for Veyron and the McLaren to get past him, but will the Alfa Romeo try to take advantage as well? Watch out, you may see No Limit, Wraith try to go at it, Ritzy and Mozzie, they can go at it, but Swellersteam trying to catch down Veyron. He may not be close enough for the McLaren, but the Swellersteam machine and the Alfa Romeo may be close enough this time for the McLaren. No, he's not. Not close enough this time, but one McLaren is definitely close enough as Heat Wave and No Limit down the inside of turn 2. No Limit gets that position ahead of Heat Wave, but look out, Wraith is looking in. He's a little bit too far back this time.
Yeah. Owner is also going to get past Groggy Oregano for P11. I still just got going on here for P11 with these 5 guys, excuse me.
This fight now has definitely included Masterplane that you said a little bit earlier ago. Now it's a little bit of a 4-car train starting from No Limit in 7th down to Masterplane in 10th. It's a really high-intensity battle between this because Wraith is trying to catch up as best he can to the championship leader, Swellersteam in 4th. And right now he cannot do that. He cannot get past Heat Wave or No Limit. But look behind him. Masterplane is on the mediums, the same tire as Wraith. It's going to be difficult for him to get past.
Yeah, Matt Silva is just getting the exits he needs out of the corners onto the DRS straights. That's allowing him to pull away from Veyron. As Ritzy is actually going to make the move on Mozzie. I just missed that. As Roscoe is going to get the
3-second time penalty. First one of the day, but now look at this. Wraith is looking. He's almost pushing Heat Wave into turn 15.
Oh, he's going to lose 2 positions from Ryan and Walking Chaos there.
Heat Wave got a little bit on the curb, unsettled the car a bit, and it looked like Wraith for a split second wanted to go down the inside of turn 17. He wasn't close enough this time, but he may have a chance this time into turn 2. He has the DRS. He has the ERS. He's not going to activate. Now he will activate the ERS. He's going to be in the slipstream of not only the AlphaTauri, but the McLaren. Is No Limit close enough under pressure from Heat Wave? Heat Wave's blinking, but Wraith is not close enough to go for a move down into turn 2. Masterplane is trying to just kind of waiting in the wing for these drivers up front, trying to scrap it out.
Yeah, is Walking Chaos and Ryan Hurricane. What is going on back here, boys? A little bit of lag going on back here for 12th and 13th.
So Chaos now trying to go back up the field once again. Remember, he started in the top 10. He wants to get back there.
Yep, as Veyron is actually still trying to close this gap to Matt Silva, but he, like I said, he's just getting the exits he needs onto the DRS straights. That's allowing Veyron to stay behind him, as Veyron is actually on the button, closing ever so closely. He's looking for the move on the outside. They're both going to break a little bit deep. Is this going to allow Swellerstream to make a move around the outside of that number corner? I think it's 13. I'm gonna keep getting that wrong.
What a battle going up here. I was talking about the battle
with Ritzy pushing him. Ritzy,
oh
come
no.
on, man.
That may be a steward's inquiry coming the way of this man in the Red Bull, but Swellersteam is now around, which now means Wraith is actually going to gain some points on the championship leader, which is crucial in his race. So no longer is he stressing about trying to catch after that Alfa Romeo. Now he has to run his own race.
Closing in on Silva. He's going to look for the move on the inside before they get to turn number 2. He's going to get the move done. Under turn 2, he's going to keep that position ahead of Matt Silva.
Oh, look at this. Wraith and Heat Wave. Wraith clambering over the curbs. He's going to try to go for it around the outside of turn 3. Mediums in the mediums on the Red Bull. Softs on the AlphaTauri. They're almost pinching each other to the wall. Wraith is going to have the inside. He's going to keep it around the outside. Heat Wave does. Almost into the barrier on the exit of turn 4. But Wraith is going to get the position.
Swellerstream around again. I don't know if that was contact. I'm not seeing any front wing damage. I'll get back to you on that one. I don't see any wing damage for the Alfa Romeo, so that's unfortunate. You know, going from P4, I believe it was, all the way down to P15 within 2 laps. As he's going to spin again. His tires are really warm.
We got the DRS train again, but look at this. Masterplane having a little bit of a look on Heat Wave. Backs out of it, but look at this, Wraith! No!
That's going to cause him to lose 2 positions.
Saves the car. But Master Plane gets ahead of him now. That could have ended very horribly. Into the pits.
Risky. What if
Does he have front wing damage?
I will keep an eye on that. As he's going to come around the corner, and yes, that is a nose change for the Red Bull of BRL Ritzy. Onto the mediums again.
Master Plane blinking, but so is Heatwave, trying to look for the move. Both on no limit, not close enough this time. They're just trying and desperately trying and failing to get past this McLaren. He's just not fast enough down the straights. There's not enough straights. And this hurting Wraith even more, because he almost was out of this chance. He was trying to go down the inside of no limit and could have been free of this strain. Now he's at the back of it again.
Yeah, his Gerbil, his Swellish team is actually going to come into the pits to get off of those softs. His Walking Chaos is going to get another. Oh, that's the first one for him. But yeah, Gerbil's already got a 4-second lead over Veyron.
It's starting to slowly
Well, Master Plane's going to
decrease.
hit the curb, but he's going to get another time penalty.
It's not going to help him in his race, but look down the inside. Almost went for that move, but backed out of the last possible second. Wraith on Master Plane, but Heatwave's going to have a better chance. This time, he has not enough battery. No Limit's not blinking. Heatwave is barely depleting. He's going to close in regardless. To the outside, down the inside of turn 13. He's going to make the move. Will he stick? Well, off the track he goes. Will this incentivize No Limit? No, it doesn't. He stays ahead. The switchback into turn 14. He's just not close enough. And Heatwave finally
He's looking for the
gets
move on
past.
the inside of Master Plane. He had to get out of the way of No Limit there. That is a yellow flag for Calzona, I believe. Not sure what happened to him.
But Heatwave may not be clear. Look at this, down into turn 18, around the outside will go. Almost into the back of the Alpha Tower goes the Red Bull. Almost into the wall goes Walking Chaos. He's closing in. He's now going to be in this battle. But look at this behind them. Heatwave, he's closing in on No Limit. And look at this behind him. They're going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway here at Russia. Almost 4. For a second, I thought Master Plane would go down the inside, but trying to go down the inside of Heatwave goes Wraith. They're all going for it. Here comes Chaos. Around the outside of turn 3 goes Wraith on not only 1, but 2 cars. He'll try to go for the move. Down the inside of 3, he's still looking. It's going to be Master Plane, but he's going to hold on. Wraith for 6. Heatwave to 5th. Master Plane stays in 7th. Running wide is going to be Walking Chaos, who's now in this battle as well. Don't look now. Ryan Hurricane's in it as well. Not too far from now.
Yeah, you know, these guys are really throwing some... What just happened?
Chaos almost lost the car. He was a millimeter away from putting it in the barriers. He's pushing really hard now, running wide through 9.
Yeah, Master Plane, I think that's back-to-back laps where he's actually hit that sausage curb on that left-hander, and that's actually unsettled him twice to run wide. He's staying within the DRS. Wraith is actually going to stay on the right side. Heatwave's on the left side. What's going to happen here into the braking zone? Wraith's going to look for the move around the inside. No, he's not. Master Plane's going to send it. Is questionable, I believe. Moving on to braking, question mark? I don't know. Anyways, back to the action. No Limit is going to look for the move around the inside. As Walking Chaos is going to look for the move around the outside.
What a move. He makes it work. He does make it work. Chaos up to 8th, and that's crucial in his battle because he needs to get past as many of these medium runners as possible. Right now, Veyron about 4.4 seconds away from Gerbil. When we start seeing these guys into the pits, Walking Chaos now closing in on No Limit and the McLaren ahead of him. Wraith, is he close enough to the Alpha Tower in front of him? He is really close. He's going down the inside of turn 2. Wraith down the inside once again, running wide again goes Heatwave. They're still side by side like they were a couple of laps ago. This time, Wraith will get way ahead of of Heatwave way before turn 4. And he's not going to be under pressure anymore.
I just popped my knee. Sorry for that. I meant to mute my mic. But yeah, actually now this is a 5-car train from Wraith all the way down to Ryan Hurricane. As that's Wraith, Chaos for the move on No Limit. Walking Chaos is going to run a little bit wide.
Surprised we've had this many penalties so far, because I've seen a lot more through the other tiers throughout the weekend. But once again, DRS for Walking Chaos, not for for No Limit. Sorry, he's going to go to left hand side and get that move pretty easily done. But Heatwave, is he close enough? He's not close at all. He needs more straight to get past Wraith. Is it a little bit too much and too long for these softs to start fading away? The mediums may not start being a little bit too fast for these guys on the soft cup out of tire. When do we see him in the pits? I said that a couple laps ago. Well, it may not be starting to get a little bit too far away. Heatwave, will he come in? No, he wasn't. He's kind of weaving a little bit, trying to figure out if he wants to or not, I think.
Yeah, I think he's trying to throw the dummy on the guys behind, or the guys ahead rather, as the undercut is actually strong on this circuit. So it's going to be interesting to see on what happens as Masterplan's going to look around the outside. I'm just leaving him no room. It was actually a good defensive move from No Limit. He wasn't alongside yet. Back up front of these guys, the gap was 4.34 as it is again. These guys are staying right within tandem of one another. Wraith, Heatwave, and Walking Chaos.
This train just kind of slowly moving along.
Oh, Heatwave runs wide, almost collecting the barrier on the entry back onto the circuit. He's going to hit the sausage grip. He's going to run wide on turn 8, coming into turn number 9.
You're up by 1.
That was close enough.
Turn 10, but here he goes. Walking Chaos with the DRS. Heatwave does not. He ran out a little bit wide, and that caused him to lose the DRS of Wraith in front of him. Chaos gets now up through into 6th. Maybe it's time to start thinking for a pit stop if you're on the softs.
Yeah, it's botched dribble, I believe. He's going to do another lap. What is Matt Silva going to do? Is he going to throw the dive? He is not. Mozzie was thinking about it. Heatwave is actually going to go into the pits, followed by No Limit. See if any other soft runners pit. Ooh, that's a late call by Calzoner coming into the pits.
Well, that train went from about 5 cars to about 2, but look behind him, Ryan Hurricane on Masterplane looking for a mover on the outside of turn 2, just not close enough, backs out of that one, not enough space. Ritzy goes the fastest lap at 34.3, he's pushing really hard on that medium cup out of tire.
Yeah, it's actually Smaller Steam and Roscoe are actually having a nice little battle back here for P16.
Well, I was saying maybe the softs maybe starting to think about a pit stop. Bayron is still losing time to Botch Turbo in front, but now he's actually losing time to Matt Silva behind him, who's under pressure from Mozzie. He's now in the DRS range.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, though, to see on how the undercut, it's not really an undercut, but the pit strategy between Heatwave and Wraith and Chaos is going to work out, and Masterplane.
Theoretically, you would think that maybe the reverse strategy would be a little bit faster, especially because of how well the medium drivers put up the fight against the soft runners in that opening train. Ryan Hurricane, once again, still trying to pressurize Masterplane. As any one of the top guys pit, Bart Sherble does not.
Matt Silva does. Mozzie does not. Ryan Hurricane is going to stick it out another lap on these softs. Thomas is going to do the same thing about Groggy down here, lonely P10. He's going to stay out and do another lap. Let's see where Matt Silva comes out relatively to Heatwave.
Well, here comes Ryan Hurricane on Masterplane down the inside. He tried again last lap. Didn't work. This time it went to the inside, and it did work this time, but Masterplane's not done yet. He's going to try to go around the outside of turn 3. It could work. The mini people have tried it. He's going to try it himself. Still there. A little bit of contact, and he lets him go down into turn 4. Thinks better of it. He stays 7th now.
Ritzy and Matt Silver are going to go at it. Ritzy's going to have to take to the runoff. The Swellerstream is going to hit the fastest lap.
Look at Ritzy trying to cover him off. Matt Silva down the inside of turn 4. He was really defensive, the Red Bull. Made sure the Alpine did not have a chance going down the inside and covered him off and shut the door. Ritzy to 10th. Matt Silva to 11th.
Well, Heatwave also is, that is Roscoe, he's out.
Is that a safety car? Will that be a safety car? That will change this race majorly. Doesn't look like it.
Turbo is going to dive into the pits.
Now maybe the lap. Mozzie lost a significant amount of time. He's going to go in this time as well.
Yeah, Wraith is going to inherit net P2, followed by Walking Chaos. Ryan Hurricane is also going to come into the pits. Masterplane is going to come into the pits. Toneless is going to stick it out another lap. as well as Groggy are on board with Mozzie, see where he comes out, to Matt Silva, who also lost a lot of time there to battling with Ritzy. As I believe Mozzie might get out behind. He's going to lose a lot of time. Look at the undercut work for Heatwave. Mozzie was actually ahead of Heatwave before the pit cycle, and he's going to be behind him now.
Matt Silva's just desperately trying to get past Ritzy, but once again he cannot. The Red Bull is a little bit too quick on the straights, or there's not enough straight left for the Alpine to do anything really. But Walking Chaos has really closed down that gap from him and Wraith. We now have the Mercedes pressurizing the Red Bull as Calzoner grabs a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. But the other Mercedes down in 15th right now, not really gone the best way it has been for him the last couple of races. He wished to turn that around. So far it hasn't looked that way. Wraith is still once again ahead of Walking Chaos by about half a second. Closing in a little bit, but just not close enough. Chaos on Wraith, this time at a 13. But Gerbil may be close enough for Toneless Death. He will be close enough to the left-hand side of the Ferrari. Gerbil gets ahead of Toneless and up into 5th.
This my cat is talking in the background.
Matt thought about the move into 13 on Ritzy, but wasn't close enough that time as well. There's a lot of battles going on, and one of them being Walking Chaos. Is he close enough this time to the Red Bull of Wraith? He may be close enough. He has the DRS, he has the ERS, the slipstream, but he's just not enough to get past him this time by on this occasion. As in the pits goes Toneless Death, he's going to pit off the soft compounded tires to the mediums most likely, and that is going to mean him being demoted down a couple of positions. Where will he come out? We'll have to see in a few seconds' time. Master Plane still holding on at the moment, but Matt Silva's closing in on Ritzy to the left-hand side. He goes, the Alpine. He's going to be blown past that Red Bull and up to the 7th place. He now has to chase after his teammate Groggy Regano, who may have ran a little bit wide at turn 2. With the Alpine ahead of the Red Bull. That's crucial for his race.
Yeah, his Walking Chaos is actually staying right with BRL Wraith. The gap now is 7/10 of a second. Let's see if he can close down into the break. Whoa! A little bit squirrely there on the edge of that corner. He's now lost some time actually to Wraith. As Matt Silva is within 2/10, 1/10 now of his teammate Ritzy following. Oh my gosh!
I almost thought that was going to be in the barriers, and there wasn't a barrier. There's Heatwave around. That wasn't the car I expected in the barriers. I thought it was going to be Groggy. He kept it out, but Heatwave did not. He has no front wing anymore in the Alpha Tauri. And around the outside of turn 10 is going to be the Mercedes of Calzoner.
Around the outside.
Still there, the duo side by side through 14. Who gets the better traction? It looks like Ritzy's going to grab it around the outside. He'll go. Matt Silva. Not enough space. He'll go for the inside again through 16. Into 17. They're still side by side. Ritzy kind of letting off a little bit. Matt Silva doing the same. Both trying to play a little bit of games to grab the DRS. Who gets it? Who doesn't? Ritzy stays ahead in 6, but does Matt Silva get the DRS? That's going to be crucial if he does. If he doesn't, he's going to have a long way down to turn 2. But he has the slipstream. He has the ERS. He does have the DRS. He's going to be closing in on Ritzy. It worked a lap ago. He'll try again. Ritzy's blinking. To the left-hand side, he'll go again. But this time it's not as easy as last lap. Down the inside, turn 2. Ritzy stays. He gets spun around to the Alpine, and around he goes. There just wasn't enough space. 2 into 1 didn't work. And Ritzy's around and into 10th.
Yeah, but look at Wraith. Actually, the alternate strategy working for him. He's got to be careful of Mozzie because he can actually bring Mozzie right through the field with him. No Limit is closely behind these guys, so.
Look at Ryan Hurricane trying to look for the inside on turn 5 on Ritzy. He's going to make it work. Into 6, into 7. Now into 8. Still side by side, the 2. Red Bull and the Williams around the outside. The Williams will go. Ryan Hurricane, what a move if he make it work. Down to turn 10. Who gets the DRS? It looks like it may be Ryan Hurricane. Down the inside, side by side again through a 10. Now into the DRS. It is Ryan Hurricane, but look out behind him. You have I Am Tweaking and Calzoner. This may be crucially a colossal problem for Ritzy if he gets overtaken. 2 cars. He does get overtaken by both cars, Ryan Hurricane and Tweaking. Does he stay ahead of Calzoner? Crucially, he does. But look at this, running a little bit wide as Heatwave around the outside. He'll go through 14. He'll make it work. Can he stay around the outside into 15? Do what Matt Silva did with him a little bit prior. He doesn't so far. He stays there. Still side by side. Ritzy will squeeze, tweaking out a little bit. Still side by side with the two of them go. The pairing and into 16. It looks like Ritzy will stay ahead into 17.
Yeah, Veyron actually is going to get the overcut on Wraith by about a second and a half. Gap is closing ever so slowly. Well, look at the gap between Gerbil and Wraith. I mean, Gerbil's just thrown the race right into his hands.
It really is. Walking Chaos grabs a 3-second time penalty for multiple easy track extensions. Master Plane is down to 12.
That sausage curb on the exit of turn 4. Made him run
almost
wide.
into the
did
barrier.
not get a time penalty of that. Yeah.
He may have. We'll never know. Master Plane looking for a move on I Am Tweaking in the battle for 11th.
What is Groggy trying to get out of this race? I'm wondering. A late safety car, maybe?
Possibly. Around the outside. Look at this. That's going to be Tweaking and Calzoner side by side through turn 8 into 9. There you go. Calzoner stays ahead of the Ferrari. Into 12th goes the Mercedes.
Yeah, Swellstream is also, praying for a safety car at the moment, down here in P15. Heatwave as well, that's really unfortunate for him. He just got caught out by Groggy, I'm assuming just going on bicycling his Alpine. As Walking Chaos is into the pits, Dribble is not going to take the lead back of this race. Let's see where Walking Chaos comes out in comparison to BRL Wraith. Obviously going to be behind him, but how far behind is he going to be? He's struggling down the pit lane. Wraith is going to actually get the fastest lap. Is he going to be out behind No Limit? He is, so he's going to have to make up some ground.
Look at the gap between Gerbil and Veyron. 9.4 seconds. That is insane, the gap. The Aston Martin in another level tonight.
Yep, see within 5/10 of Matt Silva. Walking Chaos, what is going on here is Master Plane's going to get around Groggy. Obviously, Groggy on those 16-lap old soft compound tires, and Master Plane on the fresh set of softs. With 11 laps to go, as he's going to look for the move around the inside of turn 4 on Ritzy. Calzoner's going to get past Groggy into turn 5.
Tweaking gets past him as well. Ozzy could look for the move on Matt Silva in a few seconds' time. The Alfa Romeo closing in on the Alpine, but I think he may be a little bit too far back on this occasion.
Walking Chaos is closing in on No Limit. Sorry to cut you off, but that's a move right there before the braking zone. And that is a move done dusted for Walking Chaos up into P6 as Master Plane is going to get past Ritzy in before the braking zone. Walking Chaos needs to make these soft compound tires worth his while and get the moves done, as he is, I believe, sitting on 6 seconds of time penalties.
Wraith grabs the fastest lap from Veyron, but they're both closing in on Botch Gerbil. How much can they close in? It was about 9.4 a lap ago. Now it's about 8.6. It's about, what, an 8/10th improvement on the Aston Martin. But look at this. The Mercedes of Walking Chaos closing in on Mozzie a little bit, but not close enough into turn 2. Both of them trying to catch after the Alpine of Matt Silva. But look at this, almost pushing him into turn 3. Walking Chaos will go around the outside. Is he not going to have enough time? He's not. He's going to go and pull it back in behind the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo. Just not enough space, not enough momentum around the outside of turn 3.
Oh!
Almost lost the car.
Touches. Groggy is still running on these soft compound tires. That is... He's going to be close to puncture range, I'm assuming. But then again, these tires don't wear that much, so...
I think Groggy's trying to pull his best imitation of Chunky Snacks, but look at this. Walking Chaos trying to look for the move on the inside of turn 9. Backs out of it, but he gets the better run in the exit of the corner. He's going to have the upper hand in the battle around the outside. He's going to have the softer tires. He's going to make it work around the outside. He gets ahead of Mozzie. Now he's going to have the DRS on Matt Silva in front of him. He's
right, but Mozzie also has the DRS as well. He's on the button. He's going to look around the outside, outside, sorry, excuse me. He's just going to brake early. He's going to let Walking Chaos just take the move.
Matt Silva ran a little bit deep to 13. That helps out Walking Chaos. Calzoner gets past Ritzy. Battle for 10th. Those 4 lap bold.
Battle for P2 is going to get pretty good here, as Wraith is actually within a second of Veyron in P2. The gap was 8.6, you said, last lap, correct?
Yes, and now it's 8.1.
Yeah, so that was a 4/10 improvement there for those guys.
Here comes Chaos around the outside of turn 1. That's going to be on Matt Silva. He got it this time. He looked for it in turn 13, but is it going to be close enough for Mozzie? No, it's not. The Alpine stays ahead of the Alfa Romeo, but not ahead of the Merc.
Pit off of those soft compound tires for the mediums.
Ritzy on Calzone down in the turn 2. Ritzy once again tries it and almost lost the car like he did the first time with contact of the car on the outside. It's just not working. 2 into 1. Ritzy almost paid the price again.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are pushing. They want these moves to be done. They just get behind them. As Walking Chaos with another time penalty. I believe that is 9 seconds.
It is indeed 9 seconds time penalty for him.
Tweaking.
Picks up 1. Here comes Wraith, though. He's looking for a move on Veyron and the McLaren. The Mercedes power versus the Honda's power. Can they make a move down to the turn 13? No, he stays behind. Crucially, wanting that DRS down the main straightaway into turn 2. He's going to get that advantage if he can stay with Veyron and the McLaren and stay within that 1 second threshold. So far, he looks like he will, but he has a couple more corners to do so before he can guarantee to get that DRS once again down the main straight.
Walking Chaos is closing in, though. I think the gap, if I looked at it, was 5.4, as he just lied on my screen. But now the gap from Walking Chaos to Wraith is 4.8 seconds. Is the gap to Botched Dribble only went down 2/10 that last lap from Veyron
Chaos
to
grabs
Botched
the
Dribble.
fastest lap. So that was proved why you saw him closing in. But here comes Wraith on Veyron, right to the inside. He'll look for the move down turn 2. He will get well ahead of the McLaren, but the switchback, he'll look around the outside into turn 3. He's just not close enough. And Wraith will get ahead of Veyron, but he actually looks for the move around the outside once again, later on the corner. But once again, like it happened the first time, it'll happen again. Just not close enough.
As Mozzie is still right on the back of Matt Silva, Son Seth is going to get past his teammate Tweaking before the braking zone at turn number 2, as they are both hunting down the Red Bull of Ritzy, as Masterplane is still hunting down Ryan Hurricane in P8. It's Calzone with a time penalty.
Veyron has the fresher tires. Wraith has, looks like a little bit more pace. He's already gained about 2/10 on Botched Dribble, but he has the DRS this time, the McLaren. Can he stay with them? Can Wraith try to pull up Veyron to about maybe the back of Botched Dribble by the end of about the 7 or so laps we have left in the Russian Grand Prix? We'll see.
Mozzie closing in on Matt Silva. Matt Silva is blinking. He does not have the ERS to fight with. He's below, I believe that is 20% is when the light starts blinking. As Matt Silva is struggling, it looks like, on these mediums, as they are 1 lap older from Mozzie's, and No Limit is 2 lap older than Mozzie's. As he's actually pushing Mozzie. Mozzie's actually going to hold him off.
Wraith and Veyron once again down the main straightaway. Just not close enough once again for the McLaren, but don't look now. You could possibly see some moves going on later down in the field. Like one of them being Mozzie on Matt Silva. He's close enough this time. He's going to go really aggressive down the inside of turn 2 on the Alpine. He wanted that inside. He got it. Mozzie through past Matt Silva up to 5th, but almost lost the car. Lost a little bit of traction down the inside. Once again, Matt Silva on turn 3. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Matt Silva looks like he'll hold on through turn 3, and he will hold on through turn 4.
Yeah, Mozzie just sent that a little bit too much into turn number 2. That's allowed Matt Silva to get back by him, as Matt Silva is going to run a little bit wide there on that corner. As the gap between Walking Chaos and Veyron is 3.8 with 7 laps left of this Grand Prix.
The gap I would be monitoring, though, is the gap between Gerbil and Wraith. It looks like it's not gaining too much. How much will those softs falter off? But remember, Gerbil is on 2 lap older medium compounded tire, the C4 compared to the C3. But look at this, Mozzie's done, not done yet. He'll want to go for the inside again on 13. This time he'll make the move a little bit off the track. He does don't keep, and around the outside of 14 he'll go. That's going to be Matt Silva past him once again, and this time No Limit's even past him. Around the outside of 15, he'll try to keep it there, but it's just not worth fighting. He's now behind No Limit, and he still cannot get past Matt Silva.
Yeah, the gap, Walking Chaos with another time penalty.
Looks like Mozzie's tires a little bit overheating as he's trying to get past these 2 in front of him. But look at No Limit. He's going to close in on Matt Silva. Yellow flag through sector 3. I believe that is going to be one of the Alfa Romeos.
It is
And
Sweller.
down the inside he'll go. No limit on Matt Silva, still wheel to wheel, side by side. Matt goes off the track a little bit, been forced off. Around the outside of turn 3 they'll go, and No Limit will get past Matt Silva. So right now, No Limit went from 7th a lap ago to leading the train. And what could have been, by the way, for Swellenstein, this is going to be a crucial loss in the championship. 27 points entering. That may have been one of the largest gaps we've had so far this season between Wraith and Sweller. And as it stands right now, Wraith will grab 18 points on Sweller, which would be out the 19 as Matt Silva got a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be crucial in his battle against Mozzie, who's still not done. He wants to get past the Alpine. Now it's battle for 6th instead of battle for 5th.
Yeah, Mozzie just needs to keep it on the circuit without getting time penalties, as Toneless is actually right behind Ritzy. And Ritzy is actually on his sector 2. That is Calzone
out of the race.
Oh, could that get the curveball?
That could be a curveball.
So far it's not, as Toneless is actually going to get the move done before the braking zone. He's going to stay ahead, as that is not a safety car game. Wow, okay.
Wow.
Ritzy's looking for the move on the inside of Toneless.
Clambers up the curb, the Ferrari. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, he's actually going to get that move done because Toneless just lost the, can't word. Instead it's a yellow flag in sector 2 again. Is that for Cody's glitch?
Yes, I believe so. But here he goes, Toneless on Ritzy. Ritzy got past him, but crucially, Toneless has the DRS this time. Toneless to the right-hand side of the track, the left of the Red Bull, and he's going to get that move done down in the turn 2. Quite easily.
He might get the switchback.
He could, but I don't think it's close enough. Ritzy looking for the move. He will have the momentum this time into turn 4.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Lost the car, and Ritzy's around again. No damage to the Red Bull. Just lost the rear end to the dirty air behind the Ferrari, and it comes crumbling down once more for the Red Bull of Ritzy.
Walking Chaos is left. What has happened to you, sir?
Look at the gap between Veyron and Wraith. It's actually come down a decent amount going into turn 15 and 16. And McLaren could have a chance to go fight after Wraith. Both drivers don't have penalties. That would be not said for Walking Chaos in 4th. But No Limit could have a chance to get past him if he stays penalty free. Because Walking Chaos has 9 seconds. Groggy Regano has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. Right while I'm talking about penalties, Groggy wanted to join the mix. And pitting goes Walking Chaos.
Actually, to correct you, as that is probably his AI.
Oh no.
But yeah, just to correct you, Walking Chaos had 12 seconds of time penalties.
He had 12 seconds?
Yes.
Unfortunate so far for Walking Chaos. He's going to be down the grid. So I believe he is not in the lobby anymore.
He just joined back in as we speak, and that's unfortunate. Running P4. AI decides to pit him and drops all the way down to P11, possibly P12. Nope, P11.
We've heard that story countless times before, and it doesn't get any better anytime it's been said. So Walking Chaos loses out on that top 5 finish, possibly, because obviously those 12 seconds could definitely hurt him. But Matt Silva, Ryan Hurricane, Master Plane had some penalties, same with Tweaking. So that could have possibly kept him in the points. But unfortunately, he sits P11. He has some fresh softs. He can try to go chase after those guys and get some points back again. Veyron once again closing in on Wraith, just not close enough. Trying to stay within that DRS of the Red Bull. He has it. He's going to use it and pretty much save that DRS, save that fuel, and try to stay with them to probably count an attack.
Matt Silva's looking for the move on No Limit before the braking zone. Is Mozzie's going to look for the move as well. He's just going to brake early, actually, excuse me. Matt Silva's going to get the move done.
These three still trying to battle to determine their position. No Limit and Mozzie both do not have penalties, and Matt Silva does, but No Limit has the oldest tires. Mozzie with the freshest tires. You would think, theoretically, you would see No Limit being the last of the train, and Mozzie possibly being the head of the train due to the tire life, but that is definitely not the case. But Mozzie's going to try to correct that. He's going to try to get No Limit, but they're both going to try to get Matt Silva in front of them. Almost blocks him. No Limit around the outside of turn 2. Almost contact made between the McLaren and the Alpine, and Matt Silva holds it off. What a defense from the Alpine.
I actually do believe, as we started lap 24, there's no longer a safety car.
You are right. No more safety cars can be deployed. This will be to the end of the race. No matter what happens, we can have a 17-car pileup. Well, actually 15, as there's not 17 drivers in the race anymore. There will not be a safety car. So this is in favor for Bosch Turbo. He just needs to stay on the track. He can even get a penalty and be at least 4 seconds clear of BRL Wraith, but he doesn't want that now, does he?
I hope there's not a 15-car pileup, because
I would hope not either.
It's actually, this battling for P4 has actually allowed Ryan Hurricane to claw back into this. And he's actually on the same tire life as Mozzie. His Masterplane is actually 8 seconds behind these guys, so...
Once again, let's take a look at the penalties. No one in the top 3 have a penalty. Matt Silva has 6 seconds. That's going to hurt him, the battle between No Limit and Mozzie, because both of them do not have any seconds. Ryan Hurricane has 3, so that's going to possibly put him ahead of Matt Silva. Masterplane with 6. Toneless Death does not have any. Obviously, Walking Chaos with 12. Tweaking with 3. Same with Ritzy. Swellersteam has none, down in 13th. 3 for Heatwave. 3 for Groggy. It's not been the race that Heatwave wanted. It's not been the race that Ritzy or Sweller wanted. It's not been the race that Walking Chaos wanted. It's not been a race for a lot of these guys.
Mozzie's going to look for the move on the inside of turn number 2.
But look at this. No Limit past Matt Silva. Will it work this time by? It does. And Ritzy pits. They're trying to go for that fastest lap. And actually, wait a minute. Veyron has gotten past Wraith. Where did we miss that?
Well, I did miss that, but... Rewind. Rewind. Someone rewind this.
I wish we had a replay.
Yeah. You're like real life
watching instant replay. Away.
That's the nice thing I do like about
ACC,
ACC, though. You can actually replay what happened in case you missed a battle.
That is true. That is something that could possibly be... I would love to have that implemented to Formula 1, but...
Yeah, you know. I doubt it would happen, no. I mean, come on, this is Cody's. Cody's A-Walkie, that type of thing.
Well, Bosch Turbo, he's now going to lead us on to the final lap of the Grand Prix here in Russia. He has been absolutely on rails tonight. 7.4 seconds the gap between him and the McLaren. He may well have won it already, but it's not done yet until he crosses that start-finish line, because he could very well have something disaster happen on the final lap of the Russian Grand Prix. But Wraith has to hold off Veyron, or vice versa. Veyron right now under pressure from Wraith going down into turn 2. They're both blinking. Wraith goes down the inside. What a move. Late braking for the Red Bull. He stays on the track. But can Veyron get a better exit? He does not. He's going to be behind the Red Bull. Who gets second place at the end of this lap? We'll have to figure it out. Matt Silva looking for the move on No Limit. He's going to try to go for the move down into turn 1. Around the outside they go. Contact forced wide being the Alpine and Matt Silva. They'll still go side by side. Around the outside of turn 3. The McLaren will still go there. And Matt Silva looks like he'll hold on once again and get back ahead of No Limit, almost pushing him into turn 4.
Yeah, Veyron is just on the gearbox of BRL. It's not be a battle to the end.
Well, here it goes. It's the last possible chance for these two. Look at the battle. They've lost so much time. To Bosch Turbo, it's now 9.2 seconds. But this is the last defense that Veyron could possibly have. He has the DRS. He has the ERS. They're both going to be dumping all the way down the straightaway with the DRS, with the slipstream to the left-hand side. They'll go side by side down in the turn 13, and Veyron might as well have had it. And he will have it on the end and the exit of the corner. It's Veyron ahead of Wraith, and that was a race all the way down to the last lap. But this was a race won from the beginning of the race. Bosch Turbo, he won the pole. He was on fire, and now he wins the Russian Grand Prix by 8.8 seconds. Veyron comes across. He will stay ahead of BRL Wraith and grab second. And Wraith will grab a podium. Matt Silva, as you saw Mozzie losing positions. Matt Silva's going to come across the line in about a couple seconds time with 4th place on track, but with his 6 seconds. No Limit comes across outside the top 10. He's going to finish 4th. Ryan Hurricane 5th. 6th. Look at Mozzie and Walking Chaos almost pushing each other down the final corner. Walking Chaos will get Mozzie on track, but his penalties will put him behind Mozzie. Toneless Death grabs 8. Walking Chaos 9th. Tweaking comes across the line in 10th, and he'll finish 9th. Does Masterplane get Walking Chaos at the line for the final points? No, he does not. Walking Chaos holds on.
You know how I asked you who your driver of the day was, right?
Yes.
Just take a guess who you think it is without looking.
No Limit.
No.
Ryan Hurricane?
Yep.
Ritzy grabs the fastest lap. That's what he was looking for, and it finishes that way.
Yeah, so Hurricane started P16 and then P5,
Wow.
Great second race for him. I believe he did race last week at Monza, as Heatwave is actually doing donuts on the exit of the final corner.
Well, it was an incredible Russian Grand Prix. I'll give it that. Driver of the day, we had a contest. Ryan Hurricane wins it. He'll win the driver of the day from 16th all the way up to 5th, up 11 positions. What a finish and what a race for the Williams driver. But what a race for this man. Botch Gerbil, I said 33% of the drivers have won from pole. Well, this man makes it proven that maybe that's not statistically significant, because this man was on rails. He won by 8.8 seconds, and he got the pole. He won the Russian Grand Prix.
Actually noticing what song is playing on my speaker beside me, and I'm actually very happy.
Well, Botch Gerbil is going to be very happy with the song that was here and playing for the podium celebration. Same with Wraith and same with Veyron, because the Russian Grand Prix has come to an end. Botch Gerbil wins it from pole position, and he proves that you don't have to be from third on back to get a chance to win the Russian Grand Prix. Veyron second, Wraith to third. He will gain a significant amount on Zwiller's team, 15 points. That means the championship will be down to about, 12 points going down into Singapore a week from now. No Limit grabs 4th, Ryan Hurricane 5th, Matt Silva 6th, Mozzie 7th, Tweaking, Toneless, Chaos, Toneless 8th, Tweaking 9th, Chaos 10th. Sweller outside the points. That's not what we need for the championship. Leader, Master Plane 12th, Ritzy, Groggy, and we lost Calzone and Roscoe Arm behind Heatwave in 15th, who had some celebratory donuts in the Russian Grand Prix.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the football sports.
It's just, Well, now we have the podium sitters in here. Make sure whenever we go to you, click the box in the top of the party for you can include your audio for the podium interviews, and we'll kick it away to Redeemer. There you go. I forgot your name for a second.
We've been in the party for an hour and a half, and you forgot my name.
Hey, man, it was so good. I forgot how to breathe. We'll go to Redeemer for P3 and P2.
Yeah, as we are waiting, I believe, for driver of the day, as Wraith has sent me a message. I can see it. Wraith, I did send you an invite, my friend. Give me 1 second, folks. There he is. Wraith, as always, please include your audio.
Yep.
And I believe I did send Ryan a message. Not sure if he's joining. So while we wait, Wraith, excellent drive from you, and really well done for P3 in the end. What qualifying with the intermediate tires, is not something we normally see in Tier 2. I believe that is the first time, off the top of my head, that was a wet qualifying. Just give us your thoughts on quali and then going into the race.
Quali, it was just tough because, it was raining, so, you're trying to push the car, but you don't want to push it too much to where, you crash out, so quali was interesting, but yeah, I started 10th and then did the race. I decided to start on the mediums, and yeah, I think I probably could have played my cards right, like a little bit better, because I was like, for the first half of my stint, or for my first stint, I was being like held up basically, like we were all in a DRS train. So yeah, I think if it wasn't for that, I definitely could have challenged for maybe a win, but I mean, I kind of did that to myself with qualifying P10. So yeah, it was a good race, but yeah, we'll take the podium.
Yeah, nonetheless, we go off to Singapore next week. Are you looking forward to it, or are you just mixed emotions for that circuit for next week?
I actually won't be there, but I hope it's a good race. For sure be watching it.
Well, we certainly will miss you here in the booth. Catcher, I don't know if you have anything else to ask.
Nope.
Well, in that case, great. Congratulations again on P3. Still no Ryan Hurricane. Veyron, I believe, was P2 in your second debut race. Last week, I believe you were in the Williams?
Yes.
And then this week in the McLaren. Obviously, wet qualifying, on a very difficult circuit, especially turn 3, which is normally flat out. And then the race, at the end, you just kind of followed Wraith around and stuck with him in the DRS, and then you just got past him on the very last straight. Congratulations on P2, and walk us through your race.
Thank you. Yeah, I also did the same thing with Wraith, starting on the mediums, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work out or not because almost everybody else is on the softs. I was able to keep up with second through fourth and whatnot on the mediums when they were on softs at the beginning, which I thought was a really good sign. But then once I cleared those guys, probably 6 or 7 or so, I realized that even on mediums, I couldn't catch a gerbil on wearing softs, so I was kind of concerned. I was able to keep it clean with no penalties, and then I was able to judge the pit stop properly so I wouldn't get undercut. I nearly did. I had like a 6-second gap to Rafe before pitting, and then when I came out, I was only just over a second. And then the main issue I had the race was fuel. I under-fueled, and I had to lift. So after I got passed from Wraith, I was mainly trying to conserve fuel so that I would be able to finish the race competitively. But fortunately, I was able to keep in his DRS and then just coast going into the braking zones and then get everything back to where it needed to be and then execute the pass on the second to last lap, which was I didn't know I was going to be able to have that much pace at the end, but I'm very happy with the finish.
Yeah, nonetheless, it was a great race from you guys. Singapore next week. Any thoughts?
I'm kind of indifferent about the track. I've had some good finishes there and then some bad results, but I think I'll be pretty competitive there. Probably not the fastest, but hopefully somewhere in around the top 5 or top 6 kind of vicinity.
Yeah, it's a really difficult circuit. Catcher, do you have anything to add?
No, I do not.
Well, I will hand it off to you for P1.
Alrighty, congratulations to second and third, that being Veyron and Wraith. There we go. My brain is actually blanking. I need to take a breather. Well, we'll go to first place though. Botch Turbo from pole to win the Russian Grand Prix. Tell us, walk us through on your side. What happened to the Russian Grand Prix?
Yeah, I don't think you could ask for a better race. Just took off from the start. Didn't have to worry about DRS. Already made that gap, and then I only did one overtake during the pits, and when I came out on the mediums, and then after that I was just cruising ahead. I just really had to worry about the guys on the softs behind me closing up that gap, but I think around lap 23, 24 I saw they weren't gaining anymore, so I kind of relaxed back and just cruised the rest of the way home.
It almost looked like you were having a Sunday drive out there. That's how far out in front you were. 8.8 seconds was the gap to second place by the end of the race. So it was an absolute clinic you pulled on. Do you think you can replicate that a week from now in Singapore?
Yeah, decent pace around there too. Very good at the technical tracks, and Singapore is one of those, so always enjoy it as well. It's a fun track, especially with how many laps and how hard it is. It's really an endurance race. You're using a wheel, so looking forward to it.
Well, so are we. We cannot wait for the Singapore Grand Prix. But congratulations on your victory in the Russian Grand Prix. What a race it was.
Thank you.
But for myself, Nick Hatcher and LDR Redeemer up in the booth, from Gerbil, from Veron, from Wraith, and the entirety of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship, we say thank you for tuning in to the Tier 2 race here in Russia, but don't go anywhere. In about 30 minutes' time, we have the Tier 1 chapter of the Russian Grand Prix, 15 of 24. We're counting down the rounds, and it's getting closer to crowning a champion in that tier as well. Can we see it get closer tonight? We'll never have to find out. Tune in. You'll see Chandler. You'll see Hoopalicious. You'll see Bailey. You'll see many other drivers like Louis, Raptor, etc. Well, you'll hear it from me. You'll hear it from Mitchie. We'll bring you the action in about 30 minutes' time. And tomorrow, on Sunday, we have Tier 1 of ACC at Zandvoort. Tune into their race. And Monday for Tier 2 for ACC as well. And then we'll come back on Wednesday for Formula 2 at the Singapore Grand Prix. Then Realistic on Thursday. And we'll have Tier 3 and Tier 4 on Friday. And you'll have all the way back here again a week from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Tier 2 Singapore Grand Prix, round 16 of 24. But for now, once again, we say thank you for watching and have a good night.